Hey there, everyone. This is Ray Higdon, and today I'm going to give you a little presentation, and I'm calling this How to Achieve MLM Success in 7 Steps. Now, this is a basic version of a longer training that I'm putting together if there's interest out there, and I hope that you find value out of this presentation. And so a little bit about me, and I'll go quickly through this. I was born in Indiana, go Hoosiers. I currently live in Florida, been here 22 years. I'm an ex-real estate investor. In 2009, I actually made less than when I was 19 years old, making $9 an hour. I was in personal foreclosure on the brink of bankruptcy, and within 7 months, through network marketing, I was making over $40,000 per month. It just seems unreal. And in the last 18 months, I've sponsored over 200 people into my primary, over 200 people into my Lead System Pro, which is an attraction marketing system that I use. I've won 6 fully paid for vacations. I did win a brand new car. I am the #1 income earner in my primary company, and I am one of the top 5 producers in Lead System Pro. Was a speaker at No Excuses, on the cover of What's Working Now. Seems like I keep going on and on and on, right? But the big deal here is I just no longer have to stress for money. And that's the biggest thing. And if you're stressing for money, hey, I've been there. There's a lot of people there right now, and I no longer have to do that. So if I can do it, I know that each and every one of you watching this video can do it as well. And so in this, you're going to learn these 7 steps. Now these clearly, for me to break down a multi-billion-dollar, $100 billion business like network marketing in 7 quick steps, these are overview kind of steps. And so, but these are typically, if someone is failing in network marketing, they're missing one or possibly more of these steps. Some people miss all 7 because they haven't been they've missed step 1, which is get educated. And so let's talk about that. So first of all, get educated. You want to attend events and also bring people. You know, if you make it a goal to make it to every single company event, you're going to keep that level of belief and motivation that it takes to succeed in this business. You want to spend a portion every single day to get better. And here's kind of a twist for you. Most people, they look for the how-to. They look for, how do I get more leads? How do I close more people? How do I make money? How do I do this? How do I do that? If you're actually lacking results, it's not usually because you lack the how-to. It's because you maybe not have the why-to, or you may not have the mindset. And so if you absolutely lack results, I would definitely suggest focusing on mindset type things. How to create vision, how to create why. And I'm actually going to talk about that here in a little bit. You never want to forget this step, no matter what level you are, because here's the reality. Everything in nature is either growing or dying. Okay, there's nothing that stands still. And so you're either growing or dying. You're either going toward your goals or you're going away from them. And so you never want to forget the step, no matter if you're 40,000 a month, 50,000 a million, whatever. Never forget this step. Always be getting better. Now, have vision. Why are you doing this? Why are you in an industry that some people chastise? Why are you in an industry where some people that have been brainwashed by the public schooling efforts, they don't understand. They get confused by it. Why be in this? Why are you doing this? What do you hope to gain or get away from? Is it something that you want to have the ability to travel the world and buy cool stuff? Or is it that you're in a crummy situation, you want to get away from that? Is your vision bigger than yourself? If you are somebody that you say, hey, my vision is for, me to make a ton of money, that's not a very big vision. It's really not. And, so is your vision bigger than yourself? Is it to, help empower 1,000 entrepreneurs to become millionaires? It is what is it? And you have to pick that vision. You have to determine that why. And I'll tell you that a fulfilled life will typically include the empowering and helping of others. I can't imagine someone living a fulfilled life without helping other people. I just don't think that exists. So what would fulfill you? Now, number 3, I want you to contrast this. Contrast this industry to every other option out there. How long would it take to get to where you want to go in a job? How long would it take, or would you ever get there? How much overhead, if you started a small business, how much overhead how long a time, how much would you be tied to that business? In either of these situations, can you earn money without you being there? At this point in my network marketing business, whether I pick up a phone, whether I do a blog, whether I do anything, I have a very large amount of residual income that comes in each and every month, whether I'm vacationing or whether I actually choose to work. And so can you do that in other businesses? Is that possible? Well, it's, in most cases, it's unlikely. And if it is, it costs a lot. For example, can you generate residual income in real estate? Sure, but you better have money. You better have money, you better have risk, you're going to have some overhead as well. And, number 4 here, landmines. Here's you will encounter landmines. It is going to happen. Don't think that you're going to skate to the top of your network marketing business without encountering some landmines. You're going to have people reject you. It's interesting because I've had some people that aren't used to rejection. They come into network marketing, get rejected, and they're like, "What the heck's going on? I never get rejected." Well, you're going to have that. You're going to have that happen, and that's why it's so important to understand your why and your vision for what's the purpose of doing this. You are going to have to, you are going to battle with becoming uncomfortable. They say, Jack Canfield says that everything you want in life, everything that you want for success is just outside your comfort zone. And that is absolutely the case. You're going to have to deal with becoming uncomfortable. The people, your normal everyday person is not addicted to failure. They're addicted to being comfortable. They're addicted to being comfortable, even if it's miserably comfortable. And so I encourage you, don't be comfortable. Even, no matter where you go, always be striving for more, trying to do better because you can. You are going to deal with leaders leaving. This happens all the time. Some of the best network marketing leaders in history had MLM success even though their sponsors quit their business. Mark Yarnell's one of them. There's many of them out there that their initial sponsors left or their upline left or whatever left. It is very true that there's a big difference between 10 one-year careers and one 10-year career. And so understand you are going to deal with leaders leaving and just deal with it. There are going to be periods like any business. Are there periods of slow times for small businesses? Of course. Are there periods of small times for everything? Of course there is. So there will be times where maybe the growth isn't exactly what you want. But here's what's powerful to understand is when you're in during these periods of low growth and you continue your pace, when that growth comes back or when that growth and momentum starts, you're going to see monumental growth. The people that have made the most amount of money in network marketing actually got in while it was slow growing. And they actually got in before that company experienced momentum. And that's something that's very, very powerful. So you are going to go through times where there's periods of slow growth, and you just got to deal with that. There's going to be doubters. Okay, it's kind of like rejection, but there's going to be people that doubt you. And that's okay. You have to be comfortable and know that people have made money in this industry. People are living amazing lives, and I can't believe that there's still sections of mankind that hasn't evolved to running their own home business. I can't imagine fighting rush hour traffic to drive into the city to ask permission to take my son to the dentist. I can't imagine that. Okay, I can't. And so those people, when you build a successful MLM, when you have success in MLM and build a successful business, they may not be comfortable with that. They may doubt you all along the while, and even when you succeed, they may doubt how long it will last. Okay, and you have to wonder if any of them doubt how long their job will last. And so just understand you're going to encounter these landmines. Now, retention. Isn't that a funny picture? I thought it was cool. Kind of epitomizes what we want to do to the downline, right? We want to tape them up so they can't go anywhere. And so this is not, retention it's not who you sign up, but who you keep and who duplicates. And I'm going to talk about that in the next step. You want to create a community. If you want retention, create a community that people can plug into, that people can have ready access to different leaders in the team, And that is a very powerful component. That can include training, that can include webinars, conference calls, events, that can include perhaps mailings, something where people have a sense of belonging. That is what retains people. It has nothing to do with the company, it has nothing to do with the product or the compensation plan necessarily. It has all to do with the community. Don't manage. Sometimes people they come on board a network marketing business and they bring in a few people and then they go into management mode where they sit around and they sit in their leather chair and tell people what to do and hope that they do the same things that they did. You want to lead and inspire. You want to remember what attracted people to you initially to sign up with you. And you don't want to forget that. What attracted them is because you were up to something. People want to be with people who are up to something. You don't want to forget that. Number 6, duplication. These are these, look at this picture. My sons have these, or at least they used to have them. These Lego clone troopers are kind of cool. Have adaptability in your training. When I first started, I would not work with somebody unless they were willing to at least contact their warm market, at least reach out to them and ask their warm market to check out a presentation. That used to be a rule of mine. Now, I've since become much more adaptable. Now, I still believe that's the fastest way. And so, however, I am more adaptable now. So when I talk to people that are joining, I ask them, hey, are you someone that's going to contact the people that you know in your warm market, or are you someone that wants to learn how to contact people you don't know using the internet and using other tactics? And so I'm more adaptable now in my training to allow people to kind of pick and choose. And I'll tell you, I love what Mike Dillard said when I interviewed him on stage at the Lead System Pro event. I asked him, we asked him, there was a few of us actually, and we asked him, hey, Mike, when should you go to your friends and family? And he said, when you don't care if they join or not. Very, very powerful. Very powerful to understand that. You don't want to get discouraged. You don't want to actually care if someone joins or not, because our job is to present information and provide options. Okay? Now, you want to get your team to events, get your team in front of other leaders, get your team in front of other people's training, because it's not just having you tell them in a vacuum. It's not you being the emperor or the dictator of how they learn. It is getting them to hear from other people and other points of view. Very powerful. You want to get them to events, create reusable resources. And here's what I mean. In my team, I get, a lot of people call me with the same questions. And so when I notice a question or a concern or an objection that has been repeated multiple times, then I will create a resource. I'll create a blog, I'll create an article, I'll create a video to help answer that. And that way, myself and any of the other leaders can constantly lean back on that resource. Because if I just repeat myself every single day on the telephone, I'll lose my voice. I'll not be able to do these leverage kind of presentations like I'm doing right now, and I won't be able to service the team as best that I can, and I'll probably get burnt out. And so you want to be careful with that. Now, here's a big key. As you start to develop leaders, now here's the reality. You're going to want every single person to have success and have duplication. The reality is, not everyone is. Okay, you're going to try like you might. You want to help people meet their expectations minimum, and then hopefully exceed them. However, as you have leaders step up, as you have leaders start to run their own meetings, maybe home meetings or hotel meetings in their area, as they start to build, you want to travel to them. You want to travel to them, build more camaraderie, build more community, and help them build their business. And so that's something that very, very, very important. In fact, in my team, I've traveled to, I don't know, 10, 12 different cities. Once there was an established leader there who had sponsored a certain number of people and had a certain number of people on the team. I'm not saying fly around to every city willy-nilly and hope for the best. Develop leaders in different areas of the country or different areas of the world, and then travel there as a way of showing them that they earned it. Very powerful. Now, lastly, let's talk about leadership. And there's a cool statue of Caesar there. Lead the leaders. You do want to differentiate your time. It is not about spending 8 hours with each individual in your team It is about spending an appropriate amount of hours with each person up front, then spending more time with the leaders, because those leaders are going to go out there and lead their team. So you wanna really create, and I'll talk about a community, but you want to create a community for the leaders. Work on improving yourself as a trainer. The higher you get in network marketing, the more critical it is for you to be a powerful trainer. The best leaders in network marketing that have made the most money, led the biggest and awesomest lives, were excellent, excellent trainers. Take responsibility. It is no longer anyone else's fault. It is absolutely yours. It is not the company's fault. It is not the compensation plan's fault. It is not anyone's fault except yours. So take that responsibility. The buck stops here. Have multiple levels of community. Just for your basic duplication and retention, you want to have a community. If you want to build leaders, have a community for leaders. That may be a separate leadership call. It may be a separate leadership webinar. Could be separate leadership incentives. If you hit X rank, you get X, or you get to come and join us at X. Do things like that if you want to build yourself as a major, major leader. Lastly, don't forget who and what got you here. So often I see people have major success and they completely dismiss all those people that helped them get there. Have gratitude for the people that helped you in your life. Have gratitude for people that helped you in your career and your success. Don't forget those people. It is so crazy. I mean, it's just crazy that you have to say this, but I see it happen every single day where people absolutely forget who got them there, who gave them the advice, who gave them exposure, who helped them, and also what got you here. What got you here was being a leader, was being someone that was of attraction, was being someone who was, sponsoring people, doing trainings, doing events, perhaps flying around. Don't forget who and what got you here. And folks, that is the 7 steps. I hope that you've enjoyed them. Look for a more advanced version later on, perhaps down the road. And I hope you have an absolutely awesome day. There's me and my awesome, awesome family. And just want to say much gratitude to all of you out there who've helped me along the way. And have a great, great day. Bye-bye.